Hi, Walter.
Send Elazar a message, he should come back on the share. He was here.
Oh.
Elazar.
Oh.
Where's Harold? I don't know if Harold knows that there's a share.
Yes, he does. Already to Harold also. I think this is too late on Saturday night.
I agree. I agree with you.
After this, I have to wait until the movies are downloaded to me, and then I put them in. Oh.
Where's Ernie? I mean, he doesn't come back on. Come on.
I don't know. Maybe he ran out of battery again.
You knows those girls. Oh.
Okay. It feels, since we didn't do Tikkun Leil Shavuos this year, it feels like we're doing a little Tikkun Leil Shavuos. From Beis Omid Beis.
Middle, right?
Omer Rav Olinian Git Neno Kain. That we said that if you push off a wedding and there's an onus, the person's not chayiv to pay, to start feeding his wife. Let's say he got sick. Then he's not required, if he's a kohen, to start feeding his wife truma. When you get an ain't okay. Onus is not an excuse by get. Like we learned tonight, that if you say, here's a get, the get will be good if I don't come back within 12 months. And there's some kind of accident that prevents me from coming back. We don't care why you don't come back. Oinus is not an excuse. If you don't come back, the get is chap. Al-Maksava Rava ain't oinus begitten. Rava holds there's no oinus like Nesuin, where it pattered the person from having to be malam zoinos. Oinus is not an excuse when it comes to invalidating a get. Minole le Ravaha. Where did Rava say? Ilema mehadisna. Areza gitech lo bati mikan vat 12 chodesh. Person says, here's my get if I don't come back in 12 months. Umeis betoch 12 chodesh. He dies. Now, ain't no get. It's not a good get because a dead man cannot divorce his wife. Meisu de ain't no get. Hachala, but if he got sick, the Gemara is medayiking, or is attempting to be medayik. I raise a get. So the Gemara says, Vidil maloy lo ne'emen l'chachala nami ain't no get. Maybe it would not be a get. Vihi gufa kamash, and therefore oinus would invalidate a get. Vihi gufa kamashman, they ain't get lachar mitzvah. And maybe the chiddush is that if the Baal said that the get should have a chalos after his death, it's not a get because dead man don't tell anything. Dead man, there's no dead man walking. Ain't get lachar misa, but hatana le'reisha, we learned that already. Areza gitech imati, this should be a get. Now, why would he say this? Because he doesn't want his wife to fall yibum. He says, if I die, let there be a get. Because he doesn't want the wife to fall to yibum, it's divorce. Areza gitech michol izeh, or let's say, this will be your get if I don't survive this illness. Or hareza gitech lachar misa lo amar klum. He didn't say it. Now, maybe Dilma lafukim and Rabbeinu. Maybe the words of Rava is not to be medak the way you did, but it's to teach me something else. The Tanya, the Rabbeinu he tiru ali nase. Somebody says if I don't come back within 12 months and dies, it's not get. But certain Chachamim said she can marry. Ve'amina my Rabbeinu. Am Rav Yidam Shmuel. Beidina de Shoru Mishcha, the Beis Din that permitted oil of goyim. Now, for example, wine of goyim is yayin nesach, but oil made by goyim we can drink. Now, why? Because Savi like Rabbi Yossi, they held like Rabbi Yossi. The Omar, Zmanu shel shtar mochiach alav. We don't care what he says. If he writes a get with a certain date, his kavana is the get should chal from the date that he wrote it and gave it, and not after death. It has nothing to do with what he said and what his tnoim are and what his thoughts are. He had no kavana that the get should chal after misa. Rather, it meant if he dies, there should be a chalos of the get from when he wrote it and gave it in his lifetime. There's no raya from that Mishnah to the sheet of Rava that there's no taina oinus begitten. So the Gemara says miseifa. Maybe we'll see this from the seifa. The person uses the word me'achshav. Here's a get me'achshav from now. Im lobati mikan vat 12 chodesh u'meit b'toch 12. The get. So because he used the magic word me'achshav, a retroactive get works. And this would be, we learned tonight in the parak of David Basheva, this is what, according to Rashi, Tosfos says all the soldiers in the army of David gave a get, a full get, regular get. So they were divorced women. According to Rashi, the get was al t'nai, but it would be this kind of t'nai. He would say, me'achshav, if I die within 12 months, it should be a get. So then when he died 8 months from now, retroactively, she was a divorced woman from day one. So if somebody slept with her on day 2, he didn't sleep with an Esha Sish, technically. Now, meis v'hu adin l'chala. It's not just, there's no greater onus than meis. Any onus. As long as the t'nai was not misbatel, it's kayim the get. So onus is not a way out. The onus is not nechshav begitin. It's from here that Rava learned his din. And for the Gemara, who says, Dilma meis dafka. Maybe it's not choila, it's only meis. Why? A husband doesn't want his wife to fall to the brother, but he's not interested about being sick. Okay, so that's not a raya either. So where is the raya of Rava when he says ein onus begitten? Elameha. Da'ahud amar lahu. A person said to his wife, Ilo asina mikan vat plus and yomi levi gita. If I don't come back from now until 30 days, this get will be a good get. Also b'sof plus and yomi. He comes back on day 30, but he's across the river. Upaske mavra, and the bridge has fallen. Amr lahu, chazud asoy, chazud asoy. He stands on the other side of the river, raises his head, says, I'm here, I'm back. Amr Shmuel, lav shmei masya. it's not viewed as if he came back. Because he didn't come, he's not back into the city. We see from Shmuel that oinus, there's no greater oinus than the bridge fell. It doesn't mevatel the Tanai. And freit the Gemara v'dilma oinsa the shiach shiny. The kivin di boiler lasnoi v'lo asni iu da'avsid anavshe. He should have mentioned the bridge going out, that there's a possibility that he couldn't cross the river. So if he didn't qualify the Tanai, he just made an open Tanai, if I don't come back, he lost out himself. Maybe he's only regretting afterwards. So maybe we shouldn't learn from here that in general, an oinus is mevatel again. Maybe an unusual oinus would batel the Tanai. So there's no riot to Rava yet. Ela Rava svara de nafshe ka'amar. In fact, Rava didn't have a source somewhere else. Rava said a private svara. Mishum tsnuos or mishum prutzos. There was a reason to say that an oinus should not prevent the get from being chal. On one hand, because of modest women, on the other hand, because of immodest women. Mishum tsnuos, the e amrit lo lehavi get.
Ernie,
Yes.
we changed off.
Okay.